In today's video, I am going to show you guys the best crypto scalping strategy there is out there for the 5-minute time frame. I use this all the time, and basically this is what your chart's gonna eventually look like. But before we get into this, in this video, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys how to set up your charts and then exactly what the strategy is, so you guys can try it out, see what you think. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is just what I do. So I like to share some of the different strategies that I like to use when I'm trading. So scalping crypto is great. Like, I use this strategy on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, even on Doge. But in today's video, I'm gonna show you guys how to do this stuff on Bitcoin, because Bitcoin seems to be the most, of course, stable crypto out there. So let's get into this video. And before I get started, make sure you hit that like button to show some love to this video if you're excited about learning the scalping strategy. And also, please subscribe and hit the bell for future notifications about my future videos. Alright, so this is what your chart's gonna eventually look like when you first get on. So let's open up a new chart on TradingView. Right, go to tradingview.com. chart, and it automatically just loaded up my standard chart for this. So let me just pull up. So this is what I use for my YouTube videos. Let me just get rid of all the charts. This is from the last video I did. Alright, I'm gonna X out everything. So this, when you first get in, this is what your chart's gonna look like. Alright, so here's Bitcoin USD. We're gonna change this to 5-minute because we're gonna be scalping. And this is what your normal chart would look like, right? Not a lot of data. So in this strategy, we're gonna use 3 different indicators. Number 1 is going to be the parabolic SARs. So let's go into indicator. Alright, parabolic SAR. We're gonna add that. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add the moving average, the exponential moving average. And we're gonna change the settings. I'm gonna change the color also, so it's a little bit different. Make this a little bit thicker. And we're gonna change the input to 200. So we're gonna use the 200 EMA. And then the third thing we're going to add to this is the RSI, the Relative Strength Index. Okay? And here we're going to adjust this as well, where I don't want to look at colors. And we're going to get rid of the upper and lower. We're just going to do the middle at 50. Do a solid line. Let's make this a different color so we can keep up with them. Right, so this makes it a lot easier to look at. So now, was this awesome strategy, right? Let's get into that. Alright, first, did you hit that like button and subscribe? Because if you haven't, please do that right now. I'll wait. Is it done? Alright, cool. Alright, so in this, what we're gonna look for is, number 1, we're not gonna use the regular candles. We're gonna use the Heiken Ashi candles. If you guys haven't checked out my video on the Heiken Ashi candles, super awesome for trend recognition and stuff like that. Great continuation patterns. Like, it's amazing. I love Heiken Ashi candles. So we're gonna switch the candle view from regular candles to the Heiken Ashi. And you see how all of that noise gets smoothed out, gets smooth, like right here, right? You see all of this stuff, and when you turn it into a Heiken Ashi, bam, you see green or you see red. Very simple to follow. And that's one of the things that I love about this strategy, is it's not subjective to trend lines and this and that and where does the support, resistance, all of that stuff, right? We're scalping, we're going to be in and out of trades fairly quickly. So we don't want there to be anything subjective to opinions about where a trend line should or should not go, what's a good pattern, what's not. There are a few rules that you follow with this strategy and you stick to it, and it has been super profitable. And I'll show you an example because there's some profits running right now as we speak on this one. So step number one, if the price action is above the 200 EMA, we're buying. If it's below, we're selling. All right. So you're going long above, short below the 200 EMA. Second thing is the parabolic SAR. When the parabolic SAR dots are above the price action, you're selling. When it's below the price action, you're buying. All right. But that's not it. There's two other rules you need to follow along with this as well. So for instance, over here, this is a prime example of the run that Bitcoin's having right now, which would have been caught with this awesome strategy, right? So when the price action is above the 200 EMA, you're only looking for opportunities to buy, right? As when you see that, hey, right now it's, the parabolic SAR is above the price action, so you're not gonna buy, you're not gonna buy, you're not gonna buy, you're not gonna buy, bam. And you're waiting for the Heiken Ashi candle to not have a tail at the bottom. All right. So no tail at the bottom, like right here, there's no tail. You see how there's a tail right here? There's tails right here. When it switches over, no tail at the bottom. You could get it on the first or the second candle. Like you wait for the candle to close. So once this candle closes, you get in at this candle on the second candle, because the first candle has to completely close, and make sure that there's no tails on both of these. All right. And then the RSI, when you're buying, needs to be above the 50 level. And if you're selling, it needs to be below the 50 level on the RSI. So you see that the momentum is going forward. So again, step one, price action above 200 EMA, parabolic SAR shifts to below the price action to show you that it's in an uptrend. And the Heiken Ashi candle has no tail at the bottom. And this is for buying. For selling, it's going to be the exact opposite. We'll go into examples of that as well. But for right now, you see how this would have been a great trade entry, and this would have ridden up all the way up. All right. Let's look at another example. There's another example that's like right here. Okay. The parabolic SAR shifts over to below, right? RSI is above the 50 level. There's no tail below the Heiken Ashi candle. So you get in over here, you enjoy a little bit of a ride until it shifts again. Same thing here. When you're above the 200 EMA, shifts below, you've got no tail below the Heiken Ashi candle. RSI is above the 50. And you enjoy your profits, right? Another example right here. You see how frequently this happens on the 5-minute chart with the Bitcoin? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, this is great, right? Again, this one, you don't enter here because the parabolic SAR is still above, right? When this closes and the parabolic SAR is below, you get in, and some people would say get out right here, but the parabolic SAR is still below. It's still telling you it's got momentum, and you ride it up. When it shifts over, you get out. It can't get any simpler than this, guys, right? So as you can see, these kind of situations happen all the time. Now here's an example of going short on something like this, right? So parabolic SAR shifts, the price action is below the 200 EMA, right? And then the RSI is below the 50 level right here, right? And you write it down. There's examples all over. You could back test this stuff, and please do. Again, right? Do your own homework, back test, right? And see how this works out. Another prime example. Parabolic SAR shifts over, no tail at the bottom, price action above the 200 EMA, and your RSI is above the 50, and you enjoy your profits. You're in and out of the trade in probably, 4 or 5 candles on average, so about 25-30 minutes, and you lock in your profits and you're done. And for stop loss, I like to place my stop loss right below the parabolic SAR, and that usually ends up being a good guide for a stop loss. And then again, take your profits wherever you're comfortable. So yeah, this is one of those strategies that I love using. It's great for scalping. I use this even on Forex. I use it on stocks. I use it on Tesla all the time. But this one works very, very well on Bitcoin and Ethereum. So if you're into scalping crypto, test this out and see what you guys think, and leave me a comment below and let me know what you thought about this strategy.